Hi people, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Faith, men's personal stylist and shopper based in Lagos, Nigeria. In today's video, I'm going to be giving you another fit guide. I've done a couple of videos showing you how to measure yourself and how to get your measurement from your shirt, but I remember that particular video, I think 2 years now, I only showed you how to get your sleeve length. In today's video, I'm going to show you some other measurements that you can get from your shirt and your trouser, especially if you shop online a lot. So you need to familiarize yourself with the size chart, with the size guide. I've always mentioned that, but how do you do that, especially if you know you can't measure yourself? But if you know you are ready to try measuring yourself, then you should check out this video. I've also linked it in the description box below, where I show you how to measure yourself. So without wasting much time, let's get right into it. One thing you should remember is if you're shopping online, you're going to see specific measurements when you check the size guide. All right, so when you open the size part of the drop down menu on any product, you will see some basic XS to XXL, for instance, and then you open the size chart and you see measurements for your chest, your shoulder, your sleeve length, your waist, your hip. Some sites will actually put hip measurements, and it is important that you know how to get those measurements. Either you measure yourself, you get a tailor to measure you, or you use things that you already have in your closet, meaning a fitted shirt and a fitted trouser. You pick those items that fit you very well and you begin to measure, get your measurements from those items, and that is what we are going to be doing in today's video. I have here two shirts, one long sleeve and one short sleeve, and we are going to get measurements from there. The short sleeve is basically for the sleeve length, because the same measurements that apply for the long sleeve will apply for the short sleeve. The sleeve length is just the difference. All right, so let's get right into it. So what you need for your measurements, like I said, very simple things. You need a fitted shirt. This shirt is very big actually for my husband, so I'm always using it for most of my videos. It has turned to props right now, but it's fine. But you get yourself a fitted shirt and get yourself a measuring tape. Like I said in my previous fit guide videos, if you are new here, check the playlist. You'll see a fit guide playlist and you can check out different measurements, size guides videos that I have put there. So you need a measuring tape. You should get this. This is very cheap to get. And you need a flat surface. So this is the table I use for most of my videos where I'm unboxing items, and I always cover it with my 4 rug, but today you're going to see this table bare because I need to make sure the surface is extremely flat. Most sites that you want to buy your shirts from, whether it's a UK site, it's a US site, it's a China site, whatever it is, they will have measurements in their size chart that features chest, that features shoulder, that features length, and features collar. All right, let's start with the chest size. If you want to get your chest size is the widest part of your shirt. So make sure you place this properly and make sure it is flat. All right, nothing is bubbling out. Your chest size is usually the broadest part of your body if you're measuring yourself. On your shirt, it is the broadest part, the widest part of your shirt, and it is usually underneath your armpit. So some people will tell you to measure from pit to pit, meaning armpit to armpit. On your measuring tape, you have the inches side, that's the one with the bigger numbers, and then the centimeter side, that's the one with the smaller numbers. Most sites always put their measurements in inches, so let's go with inches for this one. So you take your measuring tape and you put it underneath your armpits, all right? And then you make sure it is flat and you put it to the next side of the armpit. And you see for this particular shirt, the chest size is almost 26.5. That's the chest size. These measurements are necessary because even if you're buying XS to XL, they will put the different measurements for large, for small, for medium. So that is our chest size. If you want to get your shirt length, it's best for you to raise the collar of your shirt up to get the length of the shirt. Make sure you button your shirt. I should have mentioned that earlier. Button your shirt, raise the collar up so that you can get the accurate shirt length. Now my table is kind of short, so I'm going to swap the position of this shirt, and now we're going to see the length of this shirt. This shirt is shorter in front than at the back, and that's why we have this extra layering here for the back. If you have a shirt like that, you measure from the side just beside your collar, right? That's the highest part of your shirt to get your shirt length. From the side of the collar, from the collar band here, then you measure it straight down. Yes, it's the longer part. If you have a shirt that is shorter in front and longer at the back, it is the longer part that you're going to stop at. So the length of this shirt now is about 32.6 inches. Okay, so if you are checking on a size chart and you don't see your exact inches, maybe you don't see 32.6, maybe you see 32.5, you can decide whether you want to go an inch lower or an inch higher. It's your choice, but most times the difference is usually very little. So I'll just say for this shirt the length is 32.5. So that's about it for the length of your shirt. Now if you want to measure your sleeve, if you check out most YouTube videos, they will tell you to measure your sleeve length from this part of your shoulder downward. However, that measurement is not going to give you what you will see online if you're shopping online. So what you want to do, how they normally get the measurements that you see online, is I'm going to show you the trick right now. So if you are shopping from a UK site, let's say you're shopping your shirt from ours and Crotch, for example, you would see that their sleeve lengths will be showing things like 33, 34, 36. But if you measure from here downward, you will never get that figure, because these measurements that they are telling you to measure from here to the end of your sleeve is what you would normally get for body measurements when someone is measuring your body. But if you are measuring from your shirt, this is how you get these measurements. What you do is you measure your back. Okay, you turn your shirt to the back, make sure it's flat as well, button your shirt in front so that you can get the exact thing you want to get. So this is going to double as us finding out our shoulder measurements. Your shoulder measurement usually is this part. So every shirt, every dress shirt at least, comes with a demarcation. You'll see this line at the back of your dress shirts. And even casual shirts, you'll see in that short sleeve as well that measurement is there. So you measure your back. So you put your collar down, because that collar is going to create a bulk in front and you don't want that. So now you put your tape from the beginning of this point where this demarcation is to the end of this point. So whatever you get in this part, this is about 19.6 inches. What you would now do with that figure is that you divide it by 2. Divide 19.6 by 2 would give you about 9.8 or so. So what you want to do is you want to get half of these measurements, all right? So you get half of this measurement. So let's say this is 9.8. We've gotten to 9.8. So this is half of the back. Okay, so you keep that figure in mind, all right? Because if you have a really large table, then you can just keep measuring. But I have a small table. So if you have a small table, keep that figure in mind. The next thing you do is you now come to your sleeves, all right? And then you measure from the top of the shoulder here. Okay, so if you had a long table, you would have just continued measuring. But because I don't have a long table, and you probably don't have a long table as well, so you now measure your regular sleeve. What people will tell you, what you will see on most YouTube videos of how to measure your sleeve. This is a body measurement for sleeve. And the body measurement for sleeve is not what you're going to find on your website if you're trying to shop online. So that's why I'm doing this. Now you get your sleeve measurement. Our sleeve measurement is about 25.8 inches. What you now do is you add 25.8 inches plus 9.8 inches to get your sleeve measurements, and it will be about 30 something. So that makes sense. When you're shopping online, you will see the sleeve length is 30 something. That is how they achieve that. Now we are going to measure waist. It is very funny because it's your shirt. You're supposed to get waist measurement from trousers, but no, some websites will actually put a waist measurement for your shirt. And how to get your waist measurement is this. I'm going to show you right now. You lay your shirt flat. And when you lay your shirt flat this way, you are going to notice, if you look very closely, that there is a slim part of this shirt. So this part is very wide, but there's a slim part of your shirt. So it's basically like the middle ground of your shirt. That is where you find your waist measurement for shirts. So the waist of this shirt is somewhere around here. Okay? So you just put it from where the shirt starts here, the seam, and then you take it to the final seam. And the waist size of this shirt is about 26.2 inches. And that is it for long sleeve shirts. Now we're going to look at how to get your sleeve length measurements when you are buying a short sleeve shirt. For the sleeve length of your short sleeve shirts, what I've noticed on most sites is that they actually put the body measurement. So you don't have to do anything extra special. Just put your measuring tape from the beginning of the shoulder to the end of the shoulder. So when you are buying short sleeve shirts, you most likely see the sleeve length, it will be the actual sleeve length, like 9 or 10 or 7. But most sites will usually put like extra inches for those that want their short sleeve shirts to be longer than regular. But if you want yours shorter, you can easily just take it in. So now we are going to get to the measurements of your trousers. How do you get your measurements from your trouser if you want to shop online? Again, make sure you are using a trouser that fits you well. Let's go. So when you are shopping online, there are specific measurements just like the one for the shirts that you're going to find that you need to confirm when you are using the size chart. The important ones are the ones I'm going to show you in today's video, especially for very detailed websites. The first one is the waist. So for you to get your waist measurements, what you want to do when you lay your trouser flat is that you want to pull this up. It will most likely just fall off like this. You want to pull this up so that the waist is sitting properly, like the two layers of the waist are meeting. So to get your waist measurement, you are going to measure the waistband. That's all you need to do. So you start at the beginning of the waistband to the end of the waistband. So this is 18.5 inches. Another measurement that you will need for your trousers is the thigh area, the thigh. If you're doing your body measurements, your thigh will be measured at the fullest part of your legs. So for us to get that from your trouser, what you want to do is you want to stretch this out. You want to stretch this out so we can see the crotch area. Make sure it's flat. You're going to measure from the beginning, from where the crotch area is stopping here. You're going to see this V in every trouser. So you're going to measure from here to the end of the hip. So the thigh size of this trouser is 12.3 inches. Another measurement you want to note is the trouser length. And this is very easy. I may have a bit of difficulty getting this done, but let me just put my trouser slanted. You're going to measure from the beginning of your waistband straight down to the end of your waistband, but you need to make sure that it is very flat. I'm struggling a little because my table is small, but you get the drift. From the beginning right here to the end of your trouser length, that's how you get the sleeve. Now to get your crouch measurement, especially if you are going to get your trouser tailor-made, what you want to do again is you want to flatten this out, right? And then you see the crotch area here, you make sure this one comes to meet the other part of the trouser, and then you measure from top here. So it's basically the middle of your trouser down, flatten this down to where the crotch ends. So you can put your measuring tape so that you can see that sewing line, all right, where the seams are joined, and then that's how you get your crotch measurement. And the final measurement you want to get for your trousers, most important measurements, all right, there are more measurements, but I'm only showing you the important ones, is the hip measurement. The hip measurement, just like the chest measurement for the shirt, is usually at the widest part of your trousers. So make sure that you flatten this out, and that would most likely be just beneath the pocket, where the pocket stops. So just like the measurement for chest starts just beneath the armpit, the one for the hip starts just beneath the pocket area. So that's a guide that you can use. Is the widest part of your trouser. Flatten out your trouser on the table properly and you get your measurement. So the hip size of this trouser is 20.5 inches. So this is where I'm going to be drawing the curtains for today's video. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I hope you have found this helpful. This guide is going to really help you get your own measurements from clothes you already have, especially if it's so difficult accessing a tailor to come measure you, and if you have difficulty measuring yourself. But if you ever want to try measuring yourself, then you should definitely check out the video in the description box below, or go to my playlist that I have tagged Fit Guide, and you will find my previous measuring guide videos in that playlist. Let me know in the comment section if you found this video helpful, and if you are, please share with another man. And if you are new here, thank you so much for stopping by. Kindly hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell beside it so that you are updated every single time I drop a video. Till I come your way again, it's bye for now.